What's up, everybody? I'm Jeremy. Welcome back to Catfish Motorsports. Today we're going to do the last leg of our little impromptu test for Noco battery chargers here. This one is the Noco Genius 5. Now previously, you guys have seen me show you how to do some tricks to charge a completely dead battery with a normal battery charger. Then we bought a little Noco Genius 1. It's only a 1 amp charger, but it'll charge a battery that's dead all the way down to below a single volt, which a lot of other battery chargers won't do. That thing's really handy. Go back and watch that video. I show you why I like it, and especially why I like it for cars that have aftermarket fuel injection, like the Terminator X on my Firebird. I still use that thing all the time. But this is the Noco Genius 5. Now, the reason I bought this is because the 5 and the 10 have a battery repair that the 1 and 2 amp chargers don't have. So we're going to test that out. Now the Super Start, you've seen me use both in the first video and in the Noco Genius 1 video. It didn't work even after we left it on the charger for a long time. This DieHard is recently deceased. So if this repair mode is going to work, I feel like it's most likely to work on this one, because this one has only recently gone bad on me. The Super Start is the very first battery I put in the Firebird when I first got it running. It lasted for a good 4 or 5 years, and now it has an Optima in it. This DieHard, on the other hand, I got this in a different car that I bought. It was actually in that supercharged 3800 Pontiac that I bought, and it was dead when I got it, but I charged it, and then it's been working for a while. I had it in the 62 here, and I've killed it myself a couple of times, troubleshooting stuff and dumb stuff like leaving the key on. But enter the Noco Genius 5 here, we're gonna see if the repair mode works. Now, even if it doesn't work here, I don't think it's fair to say that it flat out doesn't work, because I feel like batteries can fail in a number of different ways, and maybe this repair mode would work for some and not for others. But we're gonna give it a shot on both of these, see what happens. It's probably gonna take multiple days. This is still only a 5 amp charger, so it's not gonna work super quickly. So we're gonna come back and just check this out over a couple days. After they get done charging, if they say they've charged, we're gonna take it, throw it in the 62 here, and see if it cranks it up. Let's get started. So this dude is still actually in the plastic here. And these all are pretty good value. I can't remember what I paid for that Genius 1. I think it was only like 30 bucks. This guy was, I believe, 65 or 70 on Amazon. But I needed the one because I wanted a low amp charger for my Terminator X over there. And I didn't really need this one. Truth be told, the only reason I bought this is for content, to see if this works. All right, now before we get started here, we're gonna do a quick test just on my multimeter and see what the battery voltage on these things are. The Super Start is coming in at 10.17, and the DieHard is coming in at just short of 10.5, 10.48. All right, we're going to start with the Super Start first. This is the one that's least likely to work. I think this one is good and all the way dead. Probably not good for anything but a core charge, but we're going to give it a stab. There we go. So I'm not really sure what I did there. I had to press and hold the mode button. It doesn't really say on that. I might have to do some further research and see if I can figure out how to activate it. But as you can see, we are now on the 12 volt repair mode. Now, also you might notice that we're over on the DieHard battery. I said we were gonna start with the Super Start, but when I was trying to get this to work, I switched over just to see if the battery it was connected to was making a difference. And I got this one to work first, and we're gonna leave it there. So we're gonna do the DieHard first. We'll check back after a while. It might be a whole 24 hours or so, but we'll check back and see what's happening. Okay, it's a couple days later. The DieHard's been on the charger. I've given it the best chance I can. Off camera, I actually found some fine print in the manual that said exactly how to trigger the repair mode. And it also said that you want to charge the battery as much as you can first. So we did that. I've given this thing the best chance we can. I charged it till the light was green, then I ran the repair mode, and then it's been on the charger still for about a full day after that. I gotta tell you, I don't feel like this is going to work based on how the battery is acting on the charger, but we've given it the best shot we can. Let's throw it in the car, see if it works. When this fails, we'll take the Super Start that I've had charging on a different charger for a couple days, run it on the repair mode, see if it works. Tight it up to work. All right, let's give it a shot. It's registering 12 volts on the volt gauge. I still think when I turn this key right now, it's just gonna click. Here we go. It tried. That's more than I was getting out of it before, but still clearly not gonna work. I could run the repair mode a couple more times just to see what happens. I might do that, but so far, this looks like a bust. Come on! Well, it technically started it, which it wouldn't do that before, so the repair mode did something. It didn't bring it back to complete health, but it did something. I'm actually gonna leave it running for a little bit on the alternator. See what happens. Like I said, maybe this is the case where you run the repair mode a few times and it'll increase the health of the battery as you do that. I don't know, maybe it's something I can play with. But I can say for sure, this battery, prior to running that repair mode, would not start. Now, it was clearly weak, but it wouldn't even do that before, and that was after leaving it on my charger for days. All right, so we had some minor success with the DieHard battery. I actually turned that off after I let it run on the alternator for a little bit, and then turned it back on, and it fired right up. So whether it's gonna hold a charge long-term or not, I don't know, but the repair mode did something there. So I've got it over sitting on my other trickle charger. We'll see what happens. I might try that again later after it's been on the charger for longer. I might run the repair mode again to see if running it multiple times improves the battery. But for now, we're gonna switch over to the Super Start. Now, this battery I've had for years. You've seen me try it in the other videos, you know, unsuccessfully. We're gonna see if this repair mode puts some more life back into this old turd. This takes about 4 hours, and then we'll try to charge it again. So you'll probably see me back in a day or so. All right, now it's time for the Super Start. Again, I gave this thing the absolute best chance I could to succeed. Let's try it. And that is registering completely dead. It's not even showing up. I take it back. It is coming up, but it's only coming up to about 8 volts. So yeah, I'm not even getting a click. So there you have it. The repair mode did not save our Super Start. We didn't expect it to, so I'm not gonna hold that against the charger too much. All right, bonus test. We're gonna go back to the DieHard. This is actually gonna take a couple of days, but through movie magic, it's only gonna take about 45 seconds for you guys. So we saw that the first time we did this, we ran the repair mode, and it was weak, but it did start the car, which is more than it would do before we ran the repair mode. So I wanted to see if running the repair mode multiple times would bring the battery even more back around. So after we ran it in the car for a while, when it did start the car, I put it back through the repair mode, and then I put it back on the charger. After that, I want to see if this thing will hold a charge. So if it works this time, we're gonna let it run for a little bit, make sure the alternator keeps it charged. Then I'm gonna take it and just let it sit for like a whole day and try to start it again and see if it is the same. I'll even put it on a piece of wood for you guys that think that concrete discharges batteries. It doesn't. It hasn't since like the 70s. All right, DieHard's back in here. Let's give it a shot. It is showing less voltage now than it used to. Come on! So we're kind of in the same place it was before. It is turning, but the battery's clearly weak, so we didn't bring it around as much as we kind of hoped. Okay, so not that good. Running the repair mode multiple times didn't really seem to make an extra difference. All right, last test here. We've got our DieHard back in there. You saw we jump started it yesterday. I put it back on the 40 amp, my big charger, for a little while and made sure it was good and charged. Then I disconnected it and it's just sat overnight. So I want to see if it's completely dead now, or if it held some of its charge it had before, or if it held all of its charge after the repair mode. I don't know what we're gonna get, and I don't know what it really means towards this test of the battery charger. I just want to see what happens. Key's on and it's showing about 12 volts. Let's crank it over, see what happens. Didn't really seem any different than when we took it right off the charger. Safe to say that battery's toast, and though the repair mode did something, it couldn't completely bring it back from the dead. So, conclusions. What are we to make of our little charger here, the Noco Genius 5 and its battery repair mode? I think it's safe to say that it did not completely resuscitate either of our batteries that were post-mortem. But I don't think that's completely fair either, as other people have reported more success with the Noco Genius 5 and 10 in their repair mode, and other brands as well that have a repair mode that's supposed to desulfate batteries. Batteries do fail in differing ways. Here's, I think, a simple conclusive statement. If you were looking for a battery charger. This is a cool little battery charger. It has that extra mode that we proved did something, and other people have said that it did more. If you have a dead battery and you're thinking you're gonna save a little bit of money by buying this charger and having it repair your battery, I would save your money on that, as more than likely you're gonna only find disappointment down that road. You should probably just buy a new battery. But like I said, if you don't have a charger, you're looking to buy a charger, this is a good little charger for a reasonable price, and it has that repair mode. I think it might be better to think of it as a maintenance mode rather than a repair mode, because I think if you ran that function once in a while, it might extend the life of a good battery rather than bringing a dead battery back from the dead. That's gonna do it for this episode. Please like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.